Now Logic, Bobby, LOGIC, he's actually currently fighting a battle with Def Jam. Logic is in a war with Def Jam at the moment. He's going against the music industry and is definitely pulling a Kanye here, fighting for his fellow creators and friends. So yeah. Let's talk about it. Now, shout out to Kanye West. I feel like Kanye really has started a little bit of a domino effect with his rant against the music industry. Like I said in that video I made about this, one of the more powerful and influential celebrities in the entire world going against the labels is gonna make some kind of difference, and maybe, just maybe, this is that domino effect in full effect. Now, when Kanye was going off on the industry on that rant, you might remember how Logic actually opened up about how he was kind of getting screwed by the music industry, aka his label, because it turned out that Bobby Boy was sitting on a Lil Wayne collab that he couldn't drop because Def Jam simply weren't cutting that dinero to Wayne. Pretty much they were not paying Lil Wayne for his verse, which of course stopped Logic from dropping the song because the man has to get paid for the work he's done, right? Now, when Logic said that, the first thing that kind of popped up in my mind was we're most likely not gonna be hearing about this situation again because it is gonna get solved behind the scenes. I was thinking, hey, Logic called Def Jam out, they're obviously gonna see this. Logic will get in touch with them, business as usual, and eventually that Lil Wayne collab should be out in the near future. Now, oh man, I wish it was that simple, but of course it wasn't, because otherwise I wouldn't be making this video. Now, yesterday though, Logic hopped on Instagram and pretty much exposed Def Jam for not cutting multiple checks. We're not talking about just Lil Wayne here, we're talking about a whole group of people who've done a bunch of work on his album, No Pressure, have not gotten a single penny from any of the work they did. Let's check out the Instagram post. Before we check out the caption itself, as you can see to the right, here are some text messages he attached to the caption. The back and forth he's having is between him and Kevin Randolph. Now, most Logic fans know who that is. He's a producer, if I'm not mistaken, specifically a pianist who's been working with Logic for some time now. He did a lot of work on the Welcome to Forever mixtape, so this is someone who's extremely close to him, right? But on this back and forth, as you can see, he says, Bob, got a sec. Logic says that he's gonna call him back after dinner. He responds back and says, okay, cool. Logic asks, everything okay? And Kevin drops the bomb, explaining how he hasn't seen a single penny from any of the work he did on Logic's album or any of the studio sessions. And now let's run the caption. Def Jam, can you please pay my friends and musicians that have made my albums great? This is ridiculous at this point. I shouldn't be getting calls from close friends of mine in the middle of dinner with my wife about how you haven't paid them from the budget you've given me for this album. My boy Six ain't been paid all his money. Like, who produced, by the way, Like is a producer, but Like, who produced the intro, hasn't been paid all his money. Kevin Randolph, who the Rat Pack knows as the voice of Kai I've worked with for years, hasn't been paid his money. Lil Kiki hasn't been paid all his money, and my DJ Rhetoric, after I hit you up 2 months ago to pay this man, he still hasn't gotten his money. These are just the calls I've received. I don't know who else in my friendships you're fucking with. This has got to be the 6th call I've received. You're ruining my personal relationships here. This ain't Noah, my A&R. This ain't the core homies on a label that helped me make my albums great. This is people deep in the company that I've never even met. Pay these people. What is wrong with you? I pay all my debts. This is not my debt to pay. These are friends, but they are hired musicians, and I demand you stop my personal relationships. What is wrong with you? I'm not trying to start a war with my label, but at this point it is utterly unfair. I mean, to this day, besides an advance, I've never seen a single cent in the 8 years I've been signed to this label, but I don't care about that money. I just want my homies paid. What is going on here? Y'all make me want to unretire and drop that last album I have under my contract just so I don't have to deal with y'all no more. God damn, Rat Pack. Now let me make this one thing very clear. Logic hopping on the gram and airing out Def Jam does not mean that he's not capable of picking up a phone and calling them. I think it's safe to say that the regular approach simply didn't work. And you know what they say, extreme situations require extreme measures. This is what we call a last resort, okay? I want you to keep that in mind. Clearly Def Jam are not trying to pay anyone at the moment. They're holding on to every single penny, even though those are the pennies they were supposed to hand out, rightfully so. On that caption though, Logic mentioned multiple people who haven't gotten paid by Def Jam. One of them was Six, Logic's longtime friend and in-house producer, the guy who literally got it out the mud with Logic and has been working with him ever since his basement days. Earlier we of course mentioned Kevin Randolph, and then we also have DJ Rhetoric, who's of course Logic's DJ. He hasn't seen a single penny from any of the work he did. Now apparently Logic tried solving that months prior to this moment right here, but obviously nothing changed. Prior to this lengthy Instagram caption, yesterday he put up this tweet right here going off on Def Jam for not paying Lil Kiki, who did some work on the song Man I Is, and they haven't given him his coins. On top of that, he also expressed his frustration while he was streaming on Twitch.
This is what you're seeing. This is what the music industry is. This is what it does. This is why I left. I didn't left because of rap. I left because I don't feel like rapping no more, and I don't feel like dealing with the bullshit of this industry, man. Are you kidding me, bro? Lil Kiki just texted me talking about Def Jam hasn't paid him, dog. Yo, what the? Hold on, man. I'm calling my manager, dog. All right, fine. Give me my Twitter. I'm tweeting Def Jam.
So as you can see, this is an all-round bad situation. You hate to see respectable people in the music industry getting absolutely screwed by these labels. Now that's of course been happening way too long, way too much, and way too often, unfortunately. And this is a movie we've seen over and over and over and over and over again, okay? This ain't nothing new, right? First of all, I want to salute Logic for actually fighting for his friends and pretty much going to war with his own label for the good of his friends and just the people in general who contributed to the creation of his album. That's an extremely selfless thing to do, because you got to keep in mind the obligation here is on the label's part. That's why Logic is screaming, hey, pay these people for the work they've done. I've seen a lot of people saying, why doesn't Logic just pay them himself? I mean, clearly he has enough money, doesn't he? Oh yes, he does, but that ain't his job. All the collaborators who contributed to Logic's album, number one, went through the label first. They have a system in place for how these things work when it comes to creators in general within the industry working together. But anyway, this is a corporation in the billions that's out here screwing over hard-working artists. Not like we haven't seen this happen in the past though, right? I want you to realize that Logic himself will come out on the other end completely financially intact, but unfortunately all the collaborators that worked with Logic might not. I know that Logic is really trying to solve this. He's definitely hurting because of this, since this is a guy who simply does good business, right? But here we have the label testing his patience by ruining his relationships for nothing. I think once again, like a lot of other videos I've made, this is another situation that just highlights the dark side of labels. And the fact that Logic is out here going to war with his own label selflessly, obviously that's the kind of move you can't do nothing but respect, and him even going public with this is a last resort kind of thing. Like I said earlier, he's been trying to solve this quietly behind the scenes, but a goddamn thing has not changed. But yeah, there you have it. By the way, shout out to everyone who's been hitting me up on Instagram, letting me know what you want me to talk about. If there's anything specifically you want me to talk about, Instagram is definitely the way to let me know. Twitter can get just a little hectic, so Instagram is definitely the way to go. Hit me up on there. Anyway, Logic is currently in a war with Def Jam because they're refusing to pay his friends, fellow artists, and other collaborators for the work they did on his album. What's your overall thoughts on this entire situation? Definitely let me know in the comment section below, and let's have a discussion about this.